started attacking the students physically. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So recently I have noticed that most of my subscribers are either from USA or some of the northeast countries like the Philippines, Thailand and all that. So I just wanted to say that since most of you guys are foreigners, so I will do my content in English instead, so most of you can understand it. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so today's story is about an exorcism. It's about a girl, let's say a nun, who's also an exorcist. Her life has been pretty difficult ever since she was young. So she chose the holy path and decided to be a nun. So let's get started with the story. This story will be in first person's point of view and the person being the nun. Okay, so the nun's name is Sarah. So let's get started. Hello guys, I am Sarah. I have faced many demons, many terrifying entities and evil spirits that had me scarred for life. But nothing is more terrifying than that one incident that happened to me a few years ago. That time I was not that experienced but not that inexperienced either. I was a nun, young eyes, full of dreams, just wanting to serve and praise the Lord, but that's what I did. I was in my office cleaning the small mahogany desk because it had gotten dirty because of the pile of paperwork I was checking of my students. After that, I sat down and I had gotten a few letters. None of them were that interesting. Some of these letters just containing my emails or the electricity bill. But as I was going through those letters, one of those letters caught my attention. One of these letters was from a girls' hostel. It was a pretty prestigious girls' hostel, girls' school hostel. It was a pretty prestigious hostel, so I decided to open the letter. And when I opened the letter and I started reading it, it kind of freaked me out. So basically, someone was asking, probably the principal of that school, was asking me that there was this girl who was very sick at first, but then she started behaving weirdly. At night, she would stare at the other students with an unblinking, terrifying smile, and then at sometimes she would eat raw meat, and that actually terrified everyone. Eating raw meat or staring at your classmates while they sleep in the middle of the night was not a normal behavior. So obviously, I started freaking out. And then, when I read the letter further, I realized that the principal was asking me to perform an exorcism on that girl. I agreed to that. I sent him a letter that said that I will be there and I will be there to that I will be there and I will figure things out for them. So, yeah, I wrote the letter back, and then after a few days, I went to that hostel. I met the principal and the fellow nuns, and they told me about the behavior of that girl. So, apparently, she was being very creepy, and they lost it when she started attacking the students physically. At first, she was just extremely rude to the teachers and the workers and the classmates, but her behavior had gotten worse. The girl's name was Anna, the nun said. One of the nuns there said that Anna was a very good girl. She was a very good Christian girl. She wasn't rude at all. She was very soft hearted. She was very kind hearted. But one day, when the school was going on a field trip, Anna was lost for a few days. The school and the police tried to find her, and eventually they did find Anna, but they found her in a nearby jungle by a lake. So they found her unconscious body and they picked up her unconscious body and took her to the hospital. And when they took her to the hospital, Anna felt extremely heavy than she should have. She felt extremely heavy than she should have. So Anna felt heavier, even though she was a petite student. Okay, she wasn't on the heavier side. She was actually very skinny and tiny, and the teachers felt strange that she felt oddly heavy. So this is what happens. Then they take her body and take her to the hospital, where Anna spent 2 days in a coma, and then she woke up. But ever since the day she woke up, but ever since the day she woke up, she was behaving very oddly. She would start cursing at people, very unlike her. She will use the roughest languages ever, as if as if she's Lucifer. As if she's Lucifer, one of the devils. Her tongue, it seemed like her tongue wasn't her tongue. She was always either very sick, or she always behaved very rudely to other people, and it started getting very out of line. People tried to scold her, punish her, but nothing was working on her. When Sarah heard all this, she felt very sick in her stomach. But she gathered her strength and went to meet Anna. Right now, when she went to meet Anna, there was so many shivers going down her spine. But she knew she had to do an exorcism, because Anna clearly showed the signs of an exorcism. So Sarah enters the bedroom with the principal and the other nuns. Anna was tied on the bed very tightly, and she was creepily smiling. And then, as soon as Anna looked at Sarah, she smiled even more eagerly, and then she gave her a creepy smile and cursed at her, telling her that she couldn't get him out of Anna's body. Anna hid her fear and stood strong. She held out the holy cross and started reading the Bible. When she started reading the Bible, and then Anna laughed at her, telling her that she was stupid. So Sarah threw some drops of holy water on Anna. Anna felt hurt and she screamed in horror. Sarah threw the holy water on Anna. Anna screamed and cursed at Sarah, telling her that she can't do anything to hurt her, but even while screaming. This went on for hours, and Sarah tried to perform an exorcism, but nothing was working. She soon realized that the demon that was inside Sarah was actually very, very strong, and it couldn't actually be taken out of her body that easily. Then Anna looked at the principal and asked her, "Do you have any room or a place that is very packed and away from the hospital? Because I have to perform a hyper exorcism." So here, hyper exorcism is just a term that I have created. It doesn't necessarily exist in real life. So yes, Sarah asked the principal that if they have any packed rooms or any place that is just abandoned to perform a hyper exorcism, because the demon wasn't listening. The principal looked at her for a few minutes and then he nodded. He told her that the place that was abandoned in the hostel was below the hostel. It was a little back room, okay? It was a little sewer below the school where they can go. So that's what they did. A few students dragged Anna to the sewer, and Sarah and the others followed. Anna was tied to one of the poles in the sewer, and then Sarah started chanting. She was hyper chanting and she was constantly throwing water on Anna's body. Anna screamed. Her mouth was being held wide open. So eventually, this went on for hours until Anna finally knew that it was working when an earthquake occurred. Sarah told everyone to leave because an earthquake was happening. Sarah first unlocked Anna and then she started screaming and chanting Jesus' name. And when she finally chanted the name, the demon came out of Anna's mouth, and it was just like black kind of magic coming out of Anna's mouth. So Sarah bottled up that evil spirit, and the earth started quaking and the ground started shaking. Sarah told Anna to go out first. Everyone else had already escaped. Anna went out first, and the ground started shaking very much. Sarah slowly started climbing up the sewer, but it was very tough and she got out by a second chance, otherwise she would have been dead. Now she held the bottle which had the demon in it, and she still has that bottle of demon even now. Sometimes she feels scared that what will happen if the bottle ever falls down or if someone unlocks it. So she just keeps it in her basement away from people, all locked and cooped up. So thank you guys. I hope you liked this video.